So in this video, we're going to be talking about how to specifically activate the multifidi muscle group, which is some of the main muscles along our spine here that connect from the vertebra to each other up and down along the spine. And here's a picture of them. So if we looked at this picture, we have these muscles, they're all along the side. So these would be like the spinous process, or the things that poke out along our spine, the bones. And then right to the side of that, we have these multifidi that run up and down all the way up to the spine. Their main job is to help with stability. Sometimes we can get a lot of tension in these erector spinae muscles. They'll also run up and down. Their main job is for movement. And if they decide to take over for those multifidi, then our back tends to get really tight and sore. So there's two ways that we're going to activate the multifidi muscles. So for the first one, you're going to lay down onto your stomach. And what you're going to do here, you can just kind of plant your hands right into kind of in this position. Now, I want you to think about this curve here in your back. So I am trying to focus on getting those muscles, and if you need to, you can take your fingers and go right on the sides of your back muscles there. And I want you to think of trying to gently push up into them. So you can kind of see, here's my back kind of arched forward a little bit. My pelvis is tipped forward. And then from here, I'm focusing on activating my core in the front to flatten my back out a little bit there. And I'm gonna let that relax. I'm not just squeezing my butt to do this. My glutes are relatively relaxed to do this. I wanna focus this movement on the front side of my body, and inhaling, exhaling, and as I exhale, activating that core, firming up a little bit. Check in with those glutes, and then let that go. You can see my back comes back forward. Inhale, exhale, core on, and engaging through my whole core, and I'm lifting back into this area here. Again, I'm not just letting my back kind of totally tuck under to do that. I'm still staying in what's considered this kind of neutral spine, and I'm just focusing on pulling the muscles in from the front to get that deep core. I get more pressure back into my fingers back there. So from here, we're going to practice that a few more times where I'm inhaling in, exhale, core on, and I'm thinking of just a little bit of a lift and letting that go. And we can even add a little bit more by same thing. Think of inhale, exhale, core on. And then once that core is on, multifidi on, I could lift my leg up a little bit, keeping that core engaged. Back down. I'm barely lifting my leg off the table. When I lift my leg off the table, my back just doesn't fall forward, right? I'm keeping that all on as I lift that leg up, lower back down. Same thing with the other side. Can let that go for a moment. On, core, multifidi, lifting up my leg. Nothing's moving. I actually feel this a lot in my butt. Core on, multifidi on, lift. I'm not lifting so high that I just lose it, okay? So that's level one. You can practice the arms too. So I could be out front here. Lifting up my arm. Back down. Really, really helpful for getting the multifidi, those stabilizers active. Another way that we can do this is on our hands and knees. So this is kind of the bird dog position here, where I would reach one arm, reach one leg. I tend to see often a lot of people doing this exercise where they're just letting their back, they're really, really reaching. They're thinking about maybe activating through there a little bit, but they're not focusing on what's happening to the whole core all the way back and through. So I want you to imagine like someone's having a tea party on your back. So I'm not letting anything move. I have some nice strength and stability in my shoulders here. I can find the middle first. I can do a few of these cat-cows. Okay, where's the middle? Okay, right there's about the middle. I should have a little bit of a natural curve in my spine. And as I exhale, firming, thinking there's like a little tabletop back here. I'm trying to help support that tabletop back there. Let me kind of tuck this in a little bit. So I'm not staying here. I'm not all the way back and just squeezing my butt. Right there in the middle. Keeping that on, keeping that core engagement. I'm going to slide this foot back really slowly, and then back in really slowly. I don't even have to lift, I can just slide. Nothing's moving in my body. Back in. Keep that core engaged, multifidi on, glutes are soft, I'm not squeezing my butt, I'm letting my butt be. And I could reach one arm away. Keeping that engagement going. I could even practice just lifting one leg out to the side. Really hard to do that. This one's called fire hydrant. Think like a dog, but we're not lifting all the way around. I'm keeping everything nice on. Lifting leg around. I could even come up into this bear kind of crawl position. This would be like a level 3, where I'm coming up and on, lifting my knees up. And then from this position here, I could, with keeping all that on, lift a leg if I'd like, and back in. Keeping all that on, other leg away, back in. That would be kind of an increase